And we're alive, we're back. Hello, lovely people. It is Sunday. It is Some Other Heroes Day. Welcome. We're back from a week off. A couple of weeks for everybody else. 1 week for me. Yes. Welcome to Some Other Heroes. This is a D&D actual play stream set in a world of skyships, floating islands, deep magical mystery, and adventurers who are good, but not what you'd expect.
I'm
having you know we have badges and everything.
Yeah.
My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. I have the absolute joy, honor, and privilege of being the dungeon master for this particular game and the story weaver for this particular world. With me are three wonderful people, all of whom shall introduce themselves, starting with Wayne today.
Hi, everybody. I am Wayne. My pronouns are he, him, and I shall be playing the ever so delightful Dragonborn Rock in today's game, and most games.
Perfect. Theo, would you like to go next, please?
Hello, I am Theo. They, them pronouns, please. And I will be playing the half-elf wizard Eugene.
Wonderful. And finally, Charlie, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I am Charlie. She, her pronouns, illustrator, sore throat from being out until 3 a.m. last night, being Trixie and Katia, so apologies in advance for coughing and croakiness.
Also recovering from a cold, so...
Oh yeah, I literally just got rid of a cold, and then I was like, surprise, body, you're staying up until 3 and yelling about it. Yeah, see? And I am playing the adorable and slightly chaotic and mischievous Aisling.
Amazing. Before we dive into today's episode, there's a couple of tiny bits of admin that we need to do. First off, we would always do wonderful shout outs to, well, not only to our wonderful community who are incredibly supportive and welcoming. And if you are new here, stick around. They're lovely. They'll make you feel really welcome. And even if you don't know what's going on, they'll fill you in. It's good.
And you're in good company.
You are in good.
Do we.
Our next shout out is to our wonderful friends Wicked Game RPG. We are really pleased to be part of a triumvirate of, well, actually growing beyond that now, group of TTRPG people based out of Norwich in Norfolk. With us are Wicked Game, who also stream on a Wednesday their Divisia Census school-based Dungeons and Dragons homebrew campaign, which is just so good. It's just full of the drama.
Juicy. It's so juicy.
Yes. Also, we get a very special shout out this week for our podcast-based friends, the wonderful Dice and a Slice, who have a fortnightly release podcast set in the world of pirates and old gods and missing countries and things along those lines. So, but moreover than that, they recently released a very spooky, very creepy first part of a 2-part mini special using the wonderful Shiver system, and maybe co-starring a few familiar voices. Some people you might recognize. Charlie, Theo, and I had the absolute honor of being able to join Alicia and Josh for a very, very creepy Halloween-based story.
Like, actually creepy,
Yeah.
not just like, ooh, cauldrons, as in, like, good Christ.
Proper creepy.
Yeah.
It's great. We loved it. The first part is out now on their Spotify, or wherever you can your podcast. Just look for for Dice and a Slice, Dice and a Slice .. You'll otherwise you won't find them. And the part 2, I think, comes out very soon. But we'll keep an eye on our socials and their socials, and we will let you know once it's there. Finally, Wayne, you have a very special shout out for us this week.
I do. If you have kept an eye on our social media this week, you will have seen some images of some rather fantastic new dice that our lovely DM, Chris, commissioned for us, individual character-based dice for us, and the pictures of those are up on our social media. And they were made by the delightful and incredibly talented Flash. I am popping her details into the chat now, so please do, if you're interested in getting some dice, go and have a look at Flash's Instagram and Twitter, and they do commissions, and they've just done a fantastic month of creating a new set every single day, and they are beautiful. I already have an order in for one of those. But they are super cool, and Flash is just lovely and has been a fantastic supporter of ours as well. So please do go and give them some support, show your love, and get yourself some new dice. Because my dice, unfortunately, I don't think you can see. But my
got your
dice
influencer
actually have
style.
little green dragon scales in them. Which
Mine
is
have little
super
stars
cool.
in. Can you see them?
They
Little like golden stars.
So yeah, I've never seen dice with dragon scales in, which I think is super cool. So
so pretty. The
so
D4
shout out to
can
Flash.
and will kill a man, though. They're so sharp.
Indeed, these are sharp-edged dice. I'm sure there must be some kind of disclaimer as to choking hazards and ages or something. But honestly, you're going to stand on one day, so deal with it.
Yeah. D4's actual caltrops. Amazing. Thank you, Wayne. And thank you so much, Flash, who was an absolute joy to do this with and kept everything firmly under her hat, which was wonderful fun. Right. So, I guess with that, we should return to the scattered lands and to the adventures of this wonderful trio of adventurers. Last we saw our friends, they had just arrived in the city of Vadaract and embroiled themselves in helping a member of Sabina Riffin's extended group known as the Courtisans, out in rescuing a young family from the clutches of some thugs who had actually been paid to off our trio, particularly Rock. Violence ensued. Eugene got their first rival, who did not survive the experience.
Hell yeah.
And they were left with evidence, a letter, quite clearly stating that the person behind this, the leader of this little group, had been offered a way home, presumably to the Empire, in return for trying to kill Rock. Kaja remained behind to clean everything up and make sure that nothing was attached to these our three friends. Just make sure the family were settled somewhere safe as well. And yes, now with a new ship to crew and lots of questions, we find our three friends in a local tavern. Quite near the docks where they actually settled, called the Honeyed Bee. The three of them sitting round a table, looking a little beat up, a little tired, and probably a little shell-shocked. It's been a very interesting week or so since they returned from the cairn. And this is probably the first time all three of them have had some time to themselves to sit and chat about what they have been through. Around you, you've got a quiet booth in the corner and around you is buzzing and milling, but it's one of those sort of like pubs where once you're back out of it, you can hear each other quite clearly and nobody else can really overhear you. So I think what I'll do is I will start with Wayne. What is Rock feeling at the moment?
Well, right now, he's a little achy from the fight, and is unusually sort of quiet for Rock, but is not kind of moping quiet. You can see he's sort of very distracted, looking around a lot, because he's thinking about everything that's happened, and all of the things that are going on in his head are just, there's so much to think about. He doesn't quite know where to start. And also because we haven't really stopped for the last while, between the battles on the ship and the travel and all this kind of stuff, and then landing into it, it's been busy. So I think as soon as we have a place to kind of sit or gather, Rock's going to sort of, obviously a little nervous, sort of look around and just check that there's no one within earshot. And then he's going to sit down and say, well, oh, wait. And then he's going to get up and he's going to walk away. And then he's going to turn around, come back and go, oh, sorry, does anyone want a drink? I need a drink. I'm just going to get a drink. Drinks, everyone?
Yeah.
What would you like?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Good. Are you
Big.
I'd love a cup of tea.
any particular tea or it's...
Surprise me.
Okay, this is Vadarak. You may well be surprised. And I'm going to go up to the bar and order a large glass of wine. Aisling one.
Flagon of something.
And I'll get Aisling a large ale, and I will get Eugene. I'm going to ask them for a light and refreshing local tea.
You wait at the bar for a second. This is a silver for all three, and the barman hands you a light, crisp wine for you. What looks like a very honey-coloured sweet ale for Aisling, and a tea that is just looks like it's made with berries or something, like quite fresh and sweet for Eugene.
Nice. I shall take them back and just sort of give them to everybody, and then sit down, and then just sort of sit sipping wine.
This is the vibe for today's episode.
So,
Slightly unhinged.
how was your trip, Aisling?
Eventful.
Where was it exactly that you went?
Well, I wanted to check out some stuff to do with, like, origin stories kind of situation. I wanted to find out, like, more about all the demon situation and the box and stuff like that. So I went back to where I found the box, hoping that would be fine and nothing terrible would happen.
Wait, what happened? Did something terrible happen?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, why didn't you say anything?
Why
We've
didn't you
been
call
a
for
bit
us?
busy. We've been a bit busy, haven't we? There's been a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I kind of rocked up being like, oh, let's do a bit of, I know this, I could meet up with Ludwig and have a little adventure and talk to all these cool people and oh, triple homicide. Whoops.
What?
What? Who did you kill?
Not me. I
Well,
didn't do it.
did Alabaster?
What the hell? No.
I resemble that remark, but no, it wasn't me.
So who died?
Says
And
that.
wait, but people you knew?
And who's Ludwig?
Kind of. Oh, a good egg. Don't worry, you will meet them at some point. You will like them. But yeah, they kind of helped me out when I was still on that island and didn't really have much to do, and they kind of gave me stuff to do because got me out of trouble, But yeah, there was a bit of a surprise person who I met on the ship over, who I thought was going to be like great and lovely and was all sweet, and was all like, "Hi, my name's Callie, and I'm all little," and it was going to be all lovely. But no, they went ahead and did a big old murder right at the end of it. So.
Okay. So, what exactly happened? Who died?
Oh, right. Okay. So, I got there.
More
right.
information needed.
It was a Wednesday.
Okay. Not that amount of information. Just, like somewhere in the middle of those 2 points.
Oh, I was just about to remind you there was a westerly wind.
Shut up. Okay, so got there, wanted to check out the excavation around where I found the box, and there was some, I don't know if you call them miners. They were like archaeologists.
Yeah, archivists.
That were going in.
Yeah.
They were going in and they were doing investigations, so I went with them, and they were lovely, and it was great, and I made friends with them, and that was an error. And then went in, found some that they'd excavated an awful lot more going on there. One thing in particular was interesting was there was this plinth, right, that had lights on it. I think there were 5 lights, but only 4 of them lit up. Which sounds a little bit like the whole temple situation, does it?
So
not?
what is this place that you're talking about? Is it a temple, ruins?
It's like the ruins of a temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you found the box originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was this plinth that had lights.
You just sort of took the box from
Well, I don't really remember.
an unknown temple. You don't? What do you mean you don't remember?
Well, it kind of all happened in a bit of a fuzzy, weird. I think I picked it up, and then the rest of it was just a fucking mystery, because I kind of left my body for a bit, and Alabaster was like, "Oh shit, okay." So he did that thing that he did with us before, where he kind of took control and sort of kept me functioning and just stopped me from dying, which was quite nice of him.
Okay, so back to the current situation.
Yeah.
So you got to this place. There was a plinth.
Yeah.
With lights on.
With little diamondy lights. Yeah. And
okay.
There were 5 of them, but only 4 of them lit up.
Huh.
Did you check the bulbs?
No. Shit. Should I have done that?
Yeah. I mean, you always start with the simple things, simple solutions first.
There was me jumping to some existential temple, the whole shield thing falling apart. But no, I could have just checked if they were plugged in.
Wait, so is this temple one of the temples? Like the 5 temples?
I don't know.
I don't think so. It didn't feel like it.
Alabaster don't think it was.
Right, so what kind of temple was it? Like, who was it a temple to?
Well, I found something else after that was a little bit deeply unnerving.
More unnerving than the 3 murders, you mean?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was.
Oh, good. Do continue.
It was another deadie. There was a deadie in a room.
A what?
A deadie.
A corpse,
in a room.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been told I should call him.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for regional dialects, but okay.
Yeah. So this door opened just for me because I'm special. Opened up, and there was
Hang on, wait, just a tiny step back. So no
so
one else
many
could
steps back.
Nobody could open the door, but you.
Well, it didn't really look like a door, and then I sort of went up to it, and it kind of opened.
Oh, tell them about the words. Tell them about the words. The words.
I'm getting there. I'm already confusing them.
Had other
I'm getting
people
there.
tried to open the door, or had people been there and it hadn't opened, and then it just only opened when you went there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it seems like that was the case. It only opened when I got there. But there was another thing that was on the wall that I very skillfully blasted apart so I could see it. There were some words on the wall which kind of related to the deadie. A corpse. Sorry, corpse.
Right, and what did it say?
It said here. it said here it lies the chained king.
The Chained King.
Yeah, it's a little bit unnerving, isn't it?
So the implication is that the corpse was the chained king.
Yeah.
And when you say
Yeah.
there was a corpse in there, was it like a grave, or was there just like a dead body? Paint me a picture.
So from what you remember, there was the body, and there was a place for someone to be laid to rest, but that was empty.
Ah, that's right. Yes. Sorry, it's been a fresh minute.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm happy to help. But I'm also loving how incoherent this all is. It's great.
I don't know what you mean. This is very chronological and making a lot of sense. Yeah, there was the corpse, and then there was another space which should have had a corpse in it but didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a missing corpse.
Yeah. Which, Chris, is that supposed to be the Chained King that was supposed to be in there?
For you and Alabaster, kind of got the impression that's where the Chained King should have been laid.
Because when I touched something, I saw some creepy stuff, didn't I?
When you touched the body, you saw elements of his past. And to kind of help refresh your brain, the body was huge. It was huge and demonic, with 4 limbs. 4 arms and 2 legs.
Okay. Yeah, and then I kind of... I don't think I did this on purpose, but I did touch the deadie, and I didn't quite mean to. By the way, as a little aside, it was massive. Like, this thing was huge and had way too many arms. Normal number of legs, but way too many arms.
Oh, like a Thrones Blade sort of situation.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Except looked more demony than Thrones Blade, but looked definitely like could have been on the same family tree kind of.
And then
situation.
what happened? So you touched it. Then what happened?
I kind of had a bit of a trip, bit of an unnerving vision.
Carry on.
I'm gonna have to ask the gods to remind me.
No worries. So you saw this creature alive, and it was indeed a demon of white alabaster scales, very draconic for a demon, but standing quite tall, taller than Throne's Blade. And you saw him with a large stone shield.
That's right, yeah, the shield.
Before the alabaster throne, which you have seen before, and with Throne's Blade, but at the time Throne's Blade's hood was cast back, they looked healthier.
She had all her limbs.
She had all her limbs. The land around them looked still the land of dust and shadows, but it was almost like moving memories, like picking up things from the world and reflecting them. And it was a strange place and an alien place, but it wasn't as dark and creepy as when you guys were there. It felt more welcoming. And then this very tall, not as robust as your demon friend, very tall creature with very long horns that kind of twisted back up and came into star points, walked up between them and put very friendly hand on each of their shoulders in welcome, and sat on the throne. Then it shifted to a auburn-haired human with eyes whose colours shifted, standing before them and petitioning the King in Chains for help in the mortal world. And then it shifted again to the King in Chains and what you now recognise as Throne Shield being stood outside in like a grassy field, preparing an army of humans and demons to fight a different army of twisted draconic creatures and of like red demons with like flaming features, being led by a tall, powerful looking elf. And then it shifted again to inside the temple, and the Throne's shield holding the what was left of the King in Chains. And you felt the magic that would created the scattered lands take hold, the temples charging up, but something was wrong. It wasn't powerful enough. It went off too soon, and it broke what should have been a single continent into what is now the scattered lands. And then from there, you felt the King in Chains give the last of their life force to hold all the people that they could in one place, so push them through the land of dust and shadows and return them to the scattered lands once it was safe to do so, dying in the process. Only there was one more memory that shouldn't have been there, which was Throne Shield, who was supposed to be dead at that point, carrying an alabaster box to a plinth.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and say that information is relayed. But more sporadically. It takes about 45 minutes, yeah.
When you're muted.
Except a lot of references to deadies and the occasional "twas" stuck in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that helps balance out the deadies.
I think by the stage, Rock is literally just kind of sitting with his hands on his head. It's just like...
There's diagrams on the wall behind me. I'm pointing sporadically at them.
I think once you start drawing, Alabaster pokes you and goes, "You did take a lot of drawings down and put them in that new journal of yours."
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I'll get my journal out.
Yeah.
So, right. Here's what I drew when I was there. So here's a visual cue for you as well.
And she has this beautiful
that would have
drawing
been quite
of...
helpful 45 minutes ago.
You know what I mean? I was laying the ambiance.
It's and very well done. Still helpful though to see the drawings. But so you just on a whim you went to see where the box where you found the box and just coincidentally witnessed visions that showed you the creation of the entire scattered lands as well as the death of King War and Throne's Blade and what I assume is Throne's Shield, if they were like Throne's Blade but with shield. That seems almost too simple to be real, but so, and this was just on a kind of a little, just a whim. You thought you'd go and have a look there again?
Well, it was a bit more than a whim. I mean, I've got the whole demon in my brain thing is quite a big part of my whole situation. So I wanted to find out a bit more about it.
What did Alabaster think about all this?
Is he going to blame me? Because if he's going to blame me, it's totally your idea. And I just went along with it because I'm a passenger here.
It's not going to blame me. It's not going to blame me. It's fine.
I thought
Alabaster doesn't remember like a massive amount from his origin, really. So,
did any of this feel familiar at all?
I think some of it didn't it?
It all felt familiar, but he can't place his part in all of this.
No, and neither could I think I suspected he might have been one of the three, but I think that was debunked, wasn't it?
He emphatically, because you found the body, and you've
Yeah.
met Throne's blade, and you've seen a body. The one that's missing is the king in chains, and he emphatically says he's not a god.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember anything. Yeah, so that's kind of what he thought about it.
Oh, I do remember one thing, and I don't think it's useful for this, but it is something to bear in mind. From that whole experience, I remember that if gods come to the mortal world, they can be defeated. If they leave the realms and the ways, they can be defeated, which I think is what happened to the king in chains.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Alabaster remembers a thing as well, for which could be useful. Should we get into another fight with another god again? If they leave their plane and come to the mortal one, apparently they can be defeated.
That does sort of fit with the stories that I have read in the past of them losing power if they come to the mortal realm. I mean, there's lots of stories. Most of them, I assume, are based on some kind of truth, but there's lots of fantasy stories, and they do seem to imply that. So that would make sense, which is good because something does. Okay. Do you know what? I'm just going to get another glass of wine.
Oh yeah, you got through it all. That was well quick. Well done.
Yeah, funny that.
We've been sitting here for a while.
I don't think so.
I'm just going to gesture to the drawings on the wall, apparently.
I'm very quick at that. Oh yeah, and then I got back, and then all the murders happened, and then I came back here.
Wait. Okay, sorry.
Wait,
So where did the
we
murders
skimmed
happen?
over this murder business. So, who killed people and why?
Well, it was this person called Callie who I thought was fine, and I thought was a nice person, and was staying in the same place that I was staying, which is like this situation with Ludwig. But turns out she super wasn't, because those three nice people that were helping me in the temple turned out to also become murdered, not deadies. So she kind of killed them, and kind of
Why?
tried to kill Ludwig.
Why? Why did she kill them?
Actually, she didn't try to kill Ludwig. She just took Ludwig out. She was very emphatic
That's
about the
true.
fact
She
was
did.
very
Yeah,
specific.
that's quite right. Yeah.
So why did she kill the others?
Oh, this is funny.
Well, she is seems like she's part of the thing that we're not a big fan of.
You're going to have to narrow that down. Yeah.
Really?
One of them had a flame tattoo.
Yeah, I'm going to double check with Alabaster. Like, I'm getting this right?
Yeah.
Embers?
Embers. Totally embers.
Okay, yeah, I fucking thought so. Yeah, she was an ember.
Or working for the embers, and so was apparently one of those three people.
Yeah, one of the people who got murdered used to or was working with the embers, but then the embers didn't like how quickly they were doing things or moving things around or progressing. So
I think they
Callie,
were just cleaning house.
yeah, they were. Oh yeah, they were, weren't they? So then Callie was sent in to get rid of him, and also collateral, or just get rid of the people that he knew or might have told things to.
Did she try and kill you?
She didn't, did she?
No, she offered to take the alabaster box off of your hands so you didn't have to deal with all this anymore.
Offered/threatened to take the alabaster box.
Yeah, basically.
Well, she really, really wanted the box. She really wanted me to give her the box. I obviously didn't, but for some reason didn't kill me and just take it.
I mean, if they really wanted the box, why didn't she just kill you? I mean, obviously, I don't want that to happen, but that's very
Maybe they
weird.
can't use it, or maybe they want Ashling to keep accessing the power from it and finding the pieces to fix it.
Well, and also Alabaster is, as far as we're aware, in Ashling, not in the box. So
Yeah.
they may need Alabaster as well as the box to activate whatever happens if they are somehow connected.
I mean, who can really know the minds of a Deady maker?
You were an enabler. Yeah.
So the
it's,
embers were there specifically to like look around this temple, do you think?
Yeah, the one that was working with them beforehand that they then killed, what were they doing there? Were they trying to find out about the box as well, or?
They were, weren't they?
They were trying to investigate the temple. I mean, you originally handed over to these people after you mapped the temple when you first found it, because you were... So this is the bit that you probably haven't touched on. You were originally hired by a mining concern who turned out to be a false name, which you and Ludwig quickly figured out, oh, that's a front for the Embers.
Yeah, I accidentally worked for the Embers.
And they sent you as a disposable adventurer to investigate this new island that had appeared, and then start looking into how like kind of map it out and things like that. And that's when you found the box, and then you handed over your findings. They took over and started doing official research for the Citadel. And they've been there ever since. So for the last 7 or 8 months, mapping it out, slowly excavating, finding out more of the temple. And then you came back and they paid you to like just double check their work and things like that and go from there.
Cool. That is also gingerly relayed, I think, because I'm not super okay with saying that I accidentally worked
you didn't know.
/4. No, I know, but still, it makes me feel a bit weird.
You didn't know, Ludwig didn't. Nobody knew at that point. This is the thing. It's like, it's one of those, as you guys have found out, the embers were spread through Cloud's Cairn much more thickly than you had anticipated, and they had been there for some time.
Yeah.
And only what happened in the cairn kind of accelerated their plans and meant that they had to pull out, which is also why they had to go at trying to kill Rebecca whilst they could.
So, do we think that they were originally had asked or had hired you and maybe others to find the box? Do we think that's what they were looking for?
I mean,
did they know about the box?
I don't think they did they? Did they know the box was there?
Well, no, nobody ever knew about the box.
No.
But some of the puzzle pieces keep falling into your hands, and somebody knew enough about it to send you a piece.
Yeah, but I mean, like, before I found the box in the first place, they didn't know it was there, did they?
No, well, not that you're aware of. They were obviously looking for something, though, it seems.
Yeah. No, I was just disposable. Like, it wasn't anything in particular. I was sent in there to find out if there was anything interesting, and then, oh, oops, I found something.
And then that was when Alabaster saved you.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of got assimilated by the box, and it
Could you just ask Alabaster, how did he find you to save you? Does he remember how this all started when he found you?
It's only when I found the box, and the box sort of overwhelmed me a little bit, and I sort of left consciousness for a significant amount of time, and that's when Alabaster was there. He was already like there when I found the box, and so he was like, "Oh, I'm in this body. Oh, oops, this body's having a bit of a difficult time." And so he did kind of what he did with us a while ago, where he just sort of took over.
I woke up, you were dying. I made it so that you weren't dying.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was in Ashling. That's all I remember. I don't remember anything before. And
Yeah,
further we go-
Alabaster says he doesn't remember anything before that. Just remembers waking up and was, in my brain.
Also, point of note, the gems lighting up. I think we need to reiterate that because apparently the first time they happened was when the Skyquake happened, and the second time was when you and I touched Throne Shield.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Because we came out and that poor person, rip. Yeah. Oops.
I've got their names if you want them.
I think I might have them as well.
Yeah.
We need to name them, do we? Do we really?
Zati, Arter, and Drikik?
Drekik, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
F.
Yep. Yeah, Alabaster says that he also thinks it's worth mentioning that I said about the plinth when we got in,
Yeah, with the lights
and
on.
there was 5 of them, but only 4 of them lit up. The only time that really, the first time that was it one flickered. Is that right?
No, the first, and neither one of them didn't work in either occasion. In fact, on your notes, I think you made you when you did the drawing, you made a big note of which one didn't light up.
And it only didn't light up when it failed, or is it just it's not lit up at all? Is it?
So it just never lit up. So the first time when the shield went, from what it was Zati said, she saw it. The others didn't see it the first time. She saw it, and 4 of them lit up, and that one that she highlighted didn't. And then exactly the same thing happened when you touched Throne Shield.
Okay, I will mention that. So yeah, and then when I touched Throne Shield, it also did the same thing. And then
So these lights on the plinth, was there like a map or an image, or were there just like lights?
Well, I drew the top of it. Like, here's the drawing that I did, which is
Are there any symbols or anything like that attached to them?
No symbols, but both of you can make a quick Arcana check.
Yeah.
Or a survival check.
First roll with my new dice.
Oh!
And it was a good one.
Yay!
But right now I can't do maths. 25.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Mine was 19.
Nice. And did Aisling roll? Right.
Did she?
Did you roll?
I feel like she's just. No, I don't think so. I think
like,
she's just.
Big brain.
She's seen it, yeah.
No, there are no symbols and nothing that kind of indicates exactly what they are. But both of you kind of look at it and go, huh. Those look like compass points, but not for a standard compass. Almost as if they were pointing towards something.
So that's what was on the top. Does it look like anything?
Well, it kind of looks like points on a compass, but like not a regular compass.
Yeah, it's a weird looking compass.
Actually, with that high number, they're not equidistant. They're actually kind of, a couple of them are more closely aligned than others, which is one of the reasons you kind of think, oh, that's looks like they're pointing to something specifically. And in terms of geography, obviously you would point towards maybe 5 different sites. Unfortunately, because you're looking at a drawing, not at the original, you can't work out what direction they're pointing in relation to the land masses that you guys inhabit.
Would I be able to work that out?
No, and I think it carries over from you failed quite badly on that roll when you tried to work it out.
Oh, yeah.
in that session. So you're like,
Damn it.
so compass kind of makes more sense. Actually, no. Let's be fair. Try and yeah, make a survival check, but it's a disadvantage because
Aw.
you were quite turned around, even for you at that point.
Okay. Yeah, okay. The highest was a 9.
Highest is 9. You're like, okay, the compass thing makes sense, and you wish you had spotted that at the time, because then you could have gone, this is pointing towards Cloud's Cairn, this is pointing towards Ashore, or things like that. But as it stands, you're like, this doesn't all make this. It kind of it's just a, oh yeah, you can see what Eugene and Rock can see, but you don't have a context for it.
No.
Well,
So,
I'm
not quite sure what to do with this disgraceful amount of revelations that I accidentally made.
I mean, it's
That's quite a lot.
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I have to say, I'm slightly confused and ever so slightly relieved that at least I wasn't the only one that people are trying to kill.
Well, she didn't even try and kill me.
It's okay, great. No, I feel bad again.
I'm fine.
I'm glad.
Chris, can I ask a question? Like, how much do we know about the like story of the Ascension? Like, is it common knowledge about this? Like, have any of us heard of the Chained King? Like, what is the story that we know?
So
yeah, how many gaps did it fill in?
So the general story is something bad happened to the world below, and it was destroyed. And very clever mages threw up what was left of the land into the sky and created the sky shield to protect us from the destruction below. And that was the loose sort of like how the Scattered Lands came to be. And there are some older dwarves and older elves that kind of remember vaguely that something horrible happened, and they were part of this whole get off of the world below and woke up on the Scattered Lands. But no one sort of ever until you guys discovered the AL, you hadn't got a tangible force of what it might be. So no one ever said, oh, the AL chases off. They knew the Fae were involved, and they knew that some of the Fae had betrayed the rest of mortal kind, which is one of the reasons there's so many tensions around Fae in the world in general. But the AL themselves didn't. You found out about those recently, and those are not appear in any of the stories you were told. And the 13th throne is always existed as a concept, not one that everybody sort of worships. But this is probably the first time that you are aware that anyone from the 13th throne and that whole realm was actively involved in the Ascension.
Okay.
So a bit of an interesting one there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
One second, sorry, I think I've lost audio. Can anyone hear me all right?
I can hear you.
No, hang on.
We can.
How strange. Bear with me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody. Bear with me 1 second, please.
Rennie says they can hear you.
Oh, no.
Try again.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Chris?
Can you hear us?
No, that's
we
very
can't.
weird.
We can
I
say
can't hear anybody.
anything.
Can you all hear me? Can someone please just nod for me? Wunderbar. I don't know what's happened.
Uh-oh.
Weird.
Just check my settings.
Can you hear us
Get
now?
away with anything.
Aha!
Machine.
Okay, I know what's happened. Hang on 1 second.
Ghosts and ghouls left over. It's November now, ghosts. You have to go back to bed.
There we go. Okay.
Whoa.
That was
There's the
weird.
ghosts.
Even Alexa has something to say about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. That was my Bluetooth headphones suddenly decided to connect to my computer without actually asking me if I wanted them to do that or not. It was really
That's
weird.
rude.
But make assumptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I make... I said I couldn't hear you. What was going... Yeah. Sorry. Anyway. Hi. What did I miss?
Nothing much. We were just
Vampire.
coming up with conspiracy theories and
Yeah, Brock is just a bit shell-shocked by this information.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's quite a lot.
yeah, that's why I wanted to wait until we were sort of all sitting down for a few minutes instead of
And
just we're running to the next emergency and I'm like, oh, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the kind of chat you want to have while you're swatting magic bees, is it?
No. Yeah, what was that about?
I mean,
Well,
you said dungeon bees enough. You must have summoned them. I still think that's your fault.
I didn't. I thought about this. It wasn't my fault.
So, theories? Anyone?
Well, if you think that thing is a compass, could it be useful in finding where they are? The temples?
Well, let's put it this way. If it is 5 points that are pointing to 5 locations,
Yeah.
then our best bet of finding that is to know where at least one of them is, because that at least gives us something to start with.
Okay.
So if we can find information about one of the places, if there is some kind of confirmed, even if there's an agreement on a theory that one of them is somewhere, that could help us pinpoint where the others are.
Okay.
I mean, it does seem to imply that one of them is no longer in operation.
Yeah, that was the bit that sort of ticked me off to, oh, that looks unnervingly familiar to the situation we're in right now.
Do we think that's because Throne's shield was somehow connected to it as it flared when you touched them?
Maybe?
I think with that earlier Arcana roll, I think we're going to let carry over for Eugene a second and kind of go, that's one theory. The other, of course, is that Throne Shield is made from whatever magic is connected to the temples. So that burst of vision probably was a spark of energy through that temple.
Do you think maybe it stopped, the temple stopped being operational when we defeated the AL? Because isn't that when something happened to the Sky Shield?
Yeah, that's the only other time.
Well, I mean, it's the first incident that I know of where anything has actually impacted the Sky Shield in the last 500
did we
years.
fuck up? Should we have not done that?
Well, no, because we would have unleashed an AL on the entire continent. I mean, that would be the alternative. So, also, if we can find these, then maybe somebody can help repair whatever has been damaged, or so there's more reasons for finding them.
But where do we start? How do we start finding them?
I do have an idea.
What?
Well, when we go back to Cloud's Cairn,
Yeah.
there is one person who has been around for an extraordinarily long time.
What? Who?
Rebecca.
Oh.
But if Rebecca knew something, wouldn't she have told us?
Yeah.
Perhaps, but if we share this information with her, or indeed the location of those 5 points, it might be something that triggers something, or she remembers, or she may even know of a rumor of where one of them may exist that she hadn't considered. But I don't know anyone else who is as connected to the past as her. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
it's a shame
virtually...
Alabaster can't remember more stuff. Because that'd be useful.
Yes. Do we want to just hazard a guess in Alabaster's involvement in this now, or should we just keep that for later?
If he's suggesting I'm a god, I want you to just reach across the table and slap him, because I am not. I'm emphatically not a god.
Oh, all right. Alabaster's pretty passionate about something right now. If he says if you are going to insinuate he is a god, I am supposed to slap you. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, apparently that's not his situation. But I mean, he doesn't remember shit. So
And there it is, you see. There it is. So Alabaster just happened to be where this box was that was on a plinth, where the throne's shield was guarding something, the thing that they're supposed to be guarding being the Chained King, where they had literally given their life to protect the Chained King, who was not where they should be. But now Alabaster is suddenly in your... It is most... yeah, he's a god. He may not remember it, but he's a god.
Okay, Alabaster, you heard that. He's pretty convinced.
I'll guess him later. Although he did raise a very, very... he did raise a very good point. We might need to let Rebecca know about where you found the box.
Ooh. But what if she gets angry that I did stuff with the embers?
I think everybody's ever so slightly been hoodwinked by the embers.
Okay.
I mean, she herself, remember, we were in the room and she said one of her closest assistants tried to stab her.
Yeah, I know, but...
I think she'll understand. She strikes me as someone who understands these things.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Ashley, do you think do you think it's worth us going back to this temple?
Ugh. I don't want anyone else to get a murder on them.
Well, yeah, I mean, none of us want to be murdered. But, I mean, if we're all there together, maybe it will be safer. And we wouldn't have to involve anyone else in that case.
I mean, it is the one sure way to be able to actually look at the markings on the plinth.
Yeah, because if this is some kind of map, then maybe it can at least point us to one of the temples or a starting point.
All right, so long as we don't involve like anyone else and we don't talk to anyone on the ship on the way over. No one.
Okay.
Wait, are we taking our ship? Because we'll kind of have to talk to them then.
Oh, really? What if...
Well, if we have a crew, it's kind of customary. Otherwise, you know, it's a little difficult.
Oh, yeah. Have we done that yet?
No, we have to register.
Okay.
We have to go to
it would be a bit rude if we didn't talk to anyone for the entire trip.
Also, we may have an exceptionally skilled crew join us, and then we can, you know, make use of them to look after the ship and everything, and as backup if we need them, and it may be very good for us. I mean,
and we'll check them all for tattoos, specifically Ember's tattoos.
Yes.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, that does seem like perhaps not the easiest, but the most logical thing to do is to go back and see if we can actually find out what those markings are doing and which way they're pointing.
I mean, okay. All right. I know where it is, and those other folks seem to have cleared it of any, if there are any traps or anything like that. So I think it might be okay. I just don't want to take you guys to a place and then it like is really bad.
We went to the realm of dust and ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Also,
if you think it would be useful.
I've been to some shitholes, trust me. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Ow.
So, are we going to talk about rock now?
Good, right. So, I mean, on the upside, Eugene had a lovely date.
Sounds nice. That sounds much more chilled out.
Yeah, I kind of feel a bit guilty that you almost. Well, I mean, you were in some horrible, life-threatening situation.
Yeah, kind of had some existential crises, witnessed some murders, was betrayed horribly, saw many deadies. It was all very unpleasant. But I'm glad you had a nice date.
I didn't see a single
Daddy.
How was the wine?
I mean, I don't really have that much to report. Rock, what have you been up to?
Well, apparently people are trying to murder me, so there's that.
Any thoughts on that?
Discuss.
I mean, there have been people that I've, not got on with over the years that I may have annoyed.
You? Shocking.
Well, right, Eugene. But no, apparently this has something to do with my family, or
Well, yeah, obviously.
the Empire, and that. Well, you say obviously, but does this make sense to you? So they want to kill me because I'm not there, but if they kill me, I'm not going to be there. So does this make sense?
Yeah, it's a fucking cult, Rock.
Well, it's not a cult. I mean, it's a.
Yes, it is. That whole thing is a cult. If you're in it, you can't leave it.
I mean, I thought people would be annoyed. Well, I thought they'd be annoyed briefly when I left, but it's been a long time, and I have no impact there whatsoever. So why suddenly
Doesn't matter.
Ripples. He made ripples.
Yeah. They're
Anyway,
a cult.
so well, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it is. It's true. I'm not saying it's a good thing,
I'm not that
but
important.
you had the audacity to have autonomy, and now they're like, no, time to die.
And you may not have been. Sorry, as a DM above the table side. I think you were present for Cambor's announcement that the family has been lifted up. So although you weren't important before, you were still a member of the Great Houses, and now you're a member of one of the High Houses.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, my family may be a high house, but I haven't been there for a long time. I have no influence or power whatsoever. So why it's of any consequence to anybody else? I still find it all a little annoying, to be honest. This is the
Did your
kind of
family
thing.
not tell the assassins to chill out? If they're
I'm
quite
not
high
sure.
up.
I'm not sure it really works that way with assassins, to be honest.
Why not?
I don't think it's that simple.
But if they're like well high up, why can't they just be like, actually, can you not?
I mean, assassins are not known for sort of following official lines of communication, really,
Well,
are
they've
they?
got to be answering to someone, haven't they?
Well, yes, and if I knew who, I could figure out who was spearheading this whole ridiculous
Any
idea.
ideas? Like, would it be one of the other houses? Would it be? I don't know.
I mean, up until a few days ago, I didn't know anyone was trying to kill me at all. Now, apparently, there's been multiple attacks on my life.
You must have had an inkling.
But you said that before multiple attacks. And
yes, what?
So, on my count, that's just one on the ship. So, is there something that you're not telling us here?
No.
Insight check with advantage.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Absolute bullshit. That's a 21.
I got a 22.
Well, yes, all right. So I went to see my sister. I just sort of popped over to do a bit of... Actually, the irony, Eugene. I went to do some library research. You would be very proud
Without
of me.
Eugene.
Well, he was kind of occupied at the time.
Well, I mean, I could have rearranged
did
if I
you
knew
hear
there
that?
was a library.
Exactly. That's why I didn't tell you.
Or Greek could have come with us.
Oh, good God, no. Anyway,
I can't believe he went to a library and did research without me.
I know, shocking. But yes, so anyway, so I mean, it was
It's
all
like
very...
me going out and drinking loads of wine without you and hanging out with people with really large arms.
No need to be hurtful. Anyway, so yes, it was a very quiet sort of hush-hush trip. That was the other reason I didn't take anyone with, is because it was supposed to be just a very quick into the library and out, and nobody was supposed to know. And literally within like 10 minutes of stepping foot in that accursed empire, somebody tried to kill me. Thankfully,
What, again?
Well, that was the first time, so you could. But yes, but thankfully, and this is why I was so annoyed. Apparently, everybody seems to know what's going on before we do. But thankfully, Millie was there, which I didn't know, and just appeared to sort of stop this attempted murder. So they knew that I was at risk. Apparently, just nobody bothered to tell me. Anyway, so it was really annoying, and honestly, it ruined the whole ambience of that trip.
What, getting killed?
Well, I'm not surprised. That is kind of a downer.
Trying, though I didn't actually get killed. They tried, but yeah. So it was anyway. So yes, and then I saw Camber, and I did a bit of research, and then I came back, and that was it.
Wait, so what kind of research? What did you find out?
Well, I just wanted to find out a bit more information about my grandmother and my father, and I mean, I don't. The thing with
Oh, right. Is this because of that memory that you got shown?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you find out?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't find anything concrete yet, but it does appear that there was more family history than we really sort of are let on about. So from what I can tell, my grandmother was always a little feisty, and that's one of the things we liked about her. But apparently she and my father have had some kind of connection to... Well, for one thing, to Ghost.
What, Ghost of Ghost? Ghost?
A previous version of Ghost, but yes, Ghost.
Right, okay. So, I'm just going to have a quick look around again and just see if there's anyone within earshot.
Perception check.
Can I do it as well? Can I look
absolutely.
out for sus people?
While you're doing that, I just need
Another
to
excuse to
BRB.
use my pretty dice. I just want to do lots of rolls with my pretty dice.
Actually, I'm going to roll with my beautiful flash dice.
25. No, not 25. What am I on about? 15.
15?
Where is my
Maths.
perception?
Did you
So,
enter?
I just got
19.
excited.
So the two of you have a look around. I mean, you're quite a colourful bunch, particularly since Aisling currently has a feather beard.
I forgot about my beard! I've been stroking it this whole time.
Obviously. I mean, who wouldn't?
And I have lots of, suds from my ale in the...
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got a little bit of a... never mind. Sorry.
So you are drawing attention, but it's not. It's more of a oh wow, really weird and interesting, as opposed to people actively trying to listen into what you're talking about.
They're just jealous of our vibe.
Pretty much so. I mean, the three of you stand out. Like there are Dragonborn in the city, but not many of them, as you sort of indicated. There's less Fae and less elves, and certainly not ones as colourful as Eugene and Aisling, and certainly not with a feather beard.
Multicoloured, serving macaw realness.
Yep, feather beard.
I think Rock's just like that. Ashton, can you put that thing away?
No.
Is it really? Is that it now for good?
Feel it. Feel how soft it is.
No, I can see it's. Oh, it is quite soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that it now? You're always going to have the beard?
Do I know how to get rid of it? Or is it going to be a horrible surprise?
No, I think it's going to be a horrible surprise.
Damn it. I'm just like, nah, this is it now. This is me now.
At some point, I'm just going to make you roll a Constitution saving throw to stop yourself from sneezing.
I'm going to save up all my inspiration.
Right, so I will just have a check around and see that nobody's nearby, and then I'm just going to sort of sit down and pause for dramatic effect. And I'm just so. The memory that I was shown was because did I tell them the memory?
I think you said that you had been shown something from Ghost Paths that linked to, but I don't think you had been specific on details. And let's do a nice refresher whilst we're waiting for Theo to get back as well. So.
Yeah, if I remember right, I didn't tell them the ins and outs of it.
I don't think we've had time to tell each other damn near anything.
No, but I seem to remember thinking that was quite a shocking revelation to Rock, so he probably wouldn't have just shared it immediately with them. So I haven't shared the full story with Rock and with Aisling and Eugene about what I saw in the vision. I just said it was something to do with my family. So I'm just going to kind of take a moment and build up the drama, and then I'm just going to say So the vision that I was shown by the Kazorik was a little unnerving. As I said to you, it was about my family and my grandmother and my father. But I didn't tell you what I saw.
Oh.
And to be fair, this could potentially be something that would be seen as high treason against the emperors and the royalty of. Anyway, so what I saw was essentially the previous emperor, who was emperor before the current one, who was.
You saw the first,
two before.
You saw the first emperor.
Oh, the first emperor.
Dang, the OG.
Who was not known for being a kind, sort of gentle ruler. But what I saw was them plunging a spear through an earlier incarnation of Ghost.
What, on purpose?
Very much so. In their throne room. Which in itself was bad enough because I didn't know that story. The confusing part for me was that the rest of the vision involved seeing my grandmother and my father secretly removing the living parts of Ghost that were left and returning them to the Kazorik.
Ooh. What?
Mm-hmm. So my father he's a lovely man. He's always been very, he's nice. He's very pleasant. He's keeps our he's the kind of moral backbone of our home. But to be honest with you, he's really, I used to think he's a little bit dull, to be honest. He's not very exciting. He just kind of plods along, does his thing. But apparently, there is an entire history of my father doing things that I don't even know about.
Like what?
So I wanted to try and find out what that was all about. And unfortunately, I didn't find out very much about that exact event. But I did find out that my grandmother or great-grandmother, was very close to the emperor. I also found out that there are a few names in our family history that I have never heard before, and I don't know who they are, but their names seem to pop up again and again. So yes, so that was not quite as helpful as I was hoping it would be. I guess I was hoping for some kind of discovery that would just explain everything, but as probably should have been expected with the Empire, there's just more secrets and mystery and things hidden.
What you did actually uncover is that you and Campbell worked out the dates. And by roughly the point where, after your grandmother Campbell stole what was left of Ghost, she stopped going to court.
I'm trying to find my notes. God damn it! That was Campbell.
Campbell, yeah.
Yeah. So that after that happened, she then stopped going to court, and up until then, she was apparently very close to the emperor. So
why did she steal bits of Ghost?
Well, it seems like my father, and this is of course an assumption, but my father and my grandmother were somehow working to try and save what remained of Ghost. And
so it was like a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that she then distanced herself and spent less time at court after that seems to indicate that they did not agree with whatever happened. But I didn't even know that event had happened, or that Ghost had been a big part of anything connected to the Emperor. So in all honesty, I don't really know what it all means, and I don't know how it all ties together.
Surely it's a good thing that your family were doing the right thing in those memories, though, right? Even though they were still in the Empire, they were like, "Oh, shouldn't stab Ghost."
Well, yes. I mean that's. Look, I mean, for all their faults in the Empire, I mean, I can't speak for all the families, but most of the families may be ambitious, and they are ridiculously tied into superstitions and bureaucracy and traditions and all the rest of it, and it's all very dull. But they're not necessarily sort of bloodthirsty and cutthroat. Certainly not my family. So it does come as quite a surprise that there was something like that they were involved in at all, or even aware of. Even if they were on the side of doing the good thing, that's quite a... I don't know, it just feels like there's more going on with the history of the Empire than even we know. So that was good. And then... what else happened? No, that was about it. Oh, yes, then I went invisible because my father came into the library to talk to Campbell, and then he left and apparently knew I was there. So that was good.
How did he know you were there? You were invisible.
Oh, I don't know. Probably somewhere along the line between Camber telling my old governess and the cook that I was there as well. I mean, I don't know why they...
was far simpler than that. You forgot to break your connection.
Oh.
That's right, yeah. You did.
No, I didn't.
You were beaconing.
No one can see me.
Why do you want him to see you? And why, forgive me, why don't you ask him?
Yeah,
what
you said he was all right.
Because if he knows, if I am officially there, the implications of that are far-reaching.
But you weren't officially there.
Yeah,
You were
but no one else
pocket
had to know. Why don't you just ask him?
Well, at that point, I didn't know to ask him.
Okay.
But yes, if I go back there and it's known that I'm there, then the consequences could be, well, I don't really know, especially because apparently it is far more sort of consequence than I thought. The fact that I am not there.
Roll me a history check, but use your charisma score, please, Rock.
Sure.
So I think whilst you're thinking on that, you're probably thinking about what the consequences could be.
Oh, a natural 20.
Oh,
Hey!
lovely.
So that would be a 20 something, rather. 24.
So publicly, nothing. Publicly, you would be welcome back, and you would probably take up the seat of the Lord Protector of your house, and all the duties that involved, protecting Campbell, making sure the family interests were looked after. Privately, whoever wants you dead would probably have an easier way of doing it, and they're not given that they are as far reaching as they have been so far, kind of probably not above trying to hurt people in your household to get to you.
Ooh, yikes.
I mean, they've already endangered one young family, and they already have agents in your family's ancestral home. So,
double yikes.
Also, I think the thing that concerned me most, although there's quite a lot about this that is obviously concerning, is that somebody knew that I was landing there in a tiny fishing boat, and I had told no one.
That's weird.
I don't know how
Did you accidentally tell someone in your brain?
I don't have anyone living in my brain.
Telepathically. Not like mine.
Oh. Well, I mean, I have communicated with Camber. But
it could just be as simple as someone saw you in the village you arrived in. Like you guys were very, very careful, but
I did have a disguise.
I didn't even wear a moustache or nothing.
I had a hood down, and I was completely inconspicuous.
Yeah, right. I think you forget hoods don't do anything, Brock.
Well, they do. They cover your whole face. And anyway,
they give you a silhouette of your ridiculous shiny horn. Yeah, that's going to do a lot.
Anyway, fair enough. But yes, so I don't really feel like putting them in danger. I mean, it's bad enough that apparently it's put you two in danger, which I'm not thrilled about, to be honest.
Oh, you like us?
No, I'm not cleaning blood out, and if
you like us, you
honestly,
don't want us dead. Brock
also,
doesn't want
if anything
us
happens
dead.
to Eugene, Uncle Perv will be most annoyed, and
you might not be allowed to stay in the house.
I know. I'd have to leave Eugene's house, and I'm
just going to whisper to Eugene. He actually likes us. Rock likes us.
Anyway, to be honest with you, that's really of very little consequence compared to finding the sky shield that is keeping the entire continent safe. So I suggest we focus on that.
But don't you think it's all connected?
No. Why would it be connected?
Well, because Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost knew about the temples.
That's why we were trying to find Ghost in the first place.
Why else would the Emperor want to kill him? I mean, I guess there could be many number of reasons, but it seems to me that a likely scenario could be that he didn't want anyone else to know the information that Ghost had, so he was going to kill him.
If I may, because it has been a while back,
Yeah.
the indication that you got was the Emperor was torturing Ghost to try and get some information.
That's right. That's
Oh.
why Ghost wasn't dead immediately.
Oh, I had forgotten that. I beg your pardon. I mean, to be honest, I thought it was something just one of the usual Empire shenanigans where they were trying to take over some country or something ridiculous, but I suppose that is possible.
And the Grand Memory showed it to you when we had asked specifically about memories involving the temples. I think if it was unrelated, why would they show it to you?
But that was the thing, they only showed it to me, so I assumed it was just because it was about my family. I didn't really make that connection, but now that you say it, it seems fairly obvious. Anyway, yeah, but to be honest, I wouldn't know who to ask or where to start. I mean, why would the Emperor want information about... So if the Emperor had information about the temples, that would put him in a huge position of power over all the continents.
Yeah, if the Emperor controlled them,
Well, he
no
would
one's going to
literally
say no to
control-
him.
Well, he would control all our safeties.
Yeah,
Everyone.
no one would be able to say no to him then.
Although, you know, what I'd really like to do is just go back and tell him what an idiot he is for trying to get information and torturing someone that is part of an eternal hive mind.
Yeah, it's pretty thick, isn't it?
It really is little lacking in foresight.
Well, if it hadn't been for your grandmother and your father, then that information wouldn't have made its way back to the hive.
That is true.
Right.
But Canberra is now in a position of huge power. You know, my mother is still running the house and now representing us, and now they're a high house as well as one of the old houses. And I don't really feel like I should be putting them all into danger and possibly into some kind of huge, feud within the houses of the Empire until I know for sure what we're looking for. Yeah, but well, I think let's start with trying to find the temples first.
Okay.
Also, I do have a tiny little bit of other information that may be of interest to Eugene.
Me?
So, I went back to the lovely Loot's shop. You know the shop. You know Loot, they've got big arms. Loot, that one. Yeah.
You don't need to describe his arms. I know he owns the magic shop.
Oh,
I'm just
sorry.
drifting
Yes,
off,
I was saying.
remembering the
Yes.
arms.
Where was I? Oh, yes. They happened to find out some information about the box that we got with the little puzzle piece in.
Oh!
And as far as they can tell, because correct me if I'm wrong, but the only information they could find is that it came from Daklan.
It came from... Hold on 1 second. It did indeed come from Daklan, and it seemed to have come from one of the official organisations within Daklan. Hang on, and I will...
My notes. I'm looking through my notes on my beautiful session notepad from Theo Blue.
Same zeal. Except mine are covered in creepy eyes, because that's just what I do.
Let's see.
I can't find it. God damn it.
I can't find it, but I will...
Okay. Anyway, it came from Daklan, and it came from one of the official... what do you call it? One of the official discs of someone in the government.
It was the equivalent of one of their universities. And it actually...
Oh, there we go. Sorry, the desk of the university in Daklan, from the name of Abiel Gelsin, the Master of Histories.
Oh, he was at the ball.
Was he?
Yeah.
Good. Well, apparently the box came from there. So why they have a puzzle piece, and why they know that Ashling has the box that the puzzle piece fits into is all quite interesting.
I didn't tell him.
Well, I certainly didn't. So, yeah. So I don't really know what that means, but I thought it was interesting, so there you go. I mean, I'm happy to go back and have another chat with Lute about, if there's any more information they can share. I don't...
Yeah, I'm sure you would be happy about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so back to wherever you were at the temple. Then next, Ashling. Oh, first we have to find a crew, don't we?
You have to officially register your ship and get a crew, which is where you need.
Have
to
we
start.
covered all revelations? Are we all up to date with each other's?
I want to hear
horrible
more about
updates?
Eugene's date.
Alabaster, you pervert. I don't think Eugene wants to talk about it.
I just want to know if it went well, if he had fun, if Gris was well behaved.
Eugene,
Yeah.
we've talked about our mental adventures, but we didn't what did you get for a starter? Did Gree bring you any flowers, or what was the ambience like?
Oh, you got him a gift, didn't you?
Yeah. Did he like it?
Yeah, he did.
Did he get you a present?
Yeah, he got me a scarf.
Which are you wearing at the moment?
Yeah, I think he is.
It's
What that one?
Yeah.
As well, pretty. Did you have a nice time? Tell us things, Eugene.
Well, I mean, in comparison to what you both just unloaded, it doesn't seem that important.
It's very important.
In all honesty,
even
I would
more
have quite
important
happily
now.
swapped experiences.
Yeah, it's even more important because our
Well,
stuff was
too,
all
you got
existential and terrifying.
Well, I mean, there's not much to tell you. We went to this really nice restaurant that Rock suggested. There was this big cool elven tree outside, and no, wait, it's inside, right?
All inside and
both.
outside. It basically grew through the building.
Yeah, and it's just perpetually petals falling. It was really cool.
Oh my god, they're so pretty.
Yeah.
You would know from the stories your mother told me it's an ever tree.
Ooh.
Which I think, Aisling, you would have heard, growing up in an enclave, you would have known.
Yeah, it's an ever tree. It's just always.
I haven't seen one of them in ages.
I don't think I've seen one, but my mum told me about them.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, in New Dawn they have them on most streets, from your time in there, and they're just
Pretty.
So it was good. It was nice.
Yes. I mean, I've never been on a date before, so I don't have a comparison metric, but it was nice.
Despite the lack of comparison metric, I'm glad it was good. It's if you left the date feeling oh, it was nice, then it was good.
Yeah, it was nice. We had nice food. I had this nice was it pie or soup? I can't remember. Something like that.
You had a version of your mum's salad, like a traditional elven salad, which
I knew it was an elven thing.
And
it was just like my mum used to make, and it was really nice. It reminded me of being at home, which was nice.
You deserved it. I'm glad you had a good night.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't have a great
Yeah,
time.
we're kind of jealous. We kind of wish we could have just been chilling out, having a salad under a magic tree. But whatever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did both decide to go do dangerous
I know.
things.
It's our fault.
So,
Choices were
yeah.
made.
We're just jealous. That's all.
Well, I mean, we can go out for dinner if you want. We can go to the place with the tree.
Can we?
When we get back.
Brock, can we?
When we get back.
Ah,
But we can't go now. We're in a different city.
we've got a ship now. We can do anything.
Not until we get a crew. Speaking of which, we need to go and
yeah.
register and try and get a crew. And
Okay, we'll do that, and then magic tree salad.
yes, all those words, just not in that order.
Oh.
Tree magic salad.
Okay, don't.
Yeah.
Salad tree magic.
There you go.
Salad tree magic. Yeah, that one.
Oh God. Chris, what time is it?
I think
Please tell me it's time to go to bed.
I think it is getting on, and it is that sort of time where you're like, it's probably a good idea for us to turn in. Like, we're probably not going to get anything sorted tonight. So
Brilliant. So even if it's a bit early, Rock's going to do the whole, look at the time. Gosh, we should all probably get to bed early morning, and then we're going to get the
2
ship
in the
registered.
afternoon.
No, it is probably about 7, 8 o'clock at night.
What? Rookie numbers.
No, everyone to bed. Come on. Yes, no more talking. And then tomorrow we shall register and get a crew, and then we can make our way to wherever next.
Amazing.
Okay.
And if there's nothing that anybody wants to kind of do in immediate, I think that's a great place for us to take a little break ourselves and go and grab a drink. So we will be back in 10 minutes. Let's call that 22. So 10 to. We'll be back. Go and stretch your legs, grab a drink, and just move about. Have a dance like I did in front of our neighbours earlier. Got completely caught by my neighbours having a dance to myself, which is great. We will see you at 10 to. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
And we are back! Hello! I hope everybody got a drink and had to stretch and walked around a little bit. Hi. Before our break, in one of the most inactive sessions we've had so far. Our three friends sat around and caught up on everything they've sort of discovered so far. A mountain of revelations were had, and some truths came to light that had been hidden previously, both intentionally and unintentionally. At the end of it all, the three friends made their way to the inn and basically rented a room for the night. So I think, do you get a room together or separate rooms?
We're flush enough to get our own rooms now, right?
Probably, I would think so.
Amazing. And so if you guys can mark off 1 gold each for your room for the night, and yes, you all get a good night's sleep. You can have a long rest if you haven't done so already.
Nice.
Yay!
And we will. So, Aisling, you don't sleep
No, I don't.
anymore. So, you probably occupy yourself with drawings and things like that, drawing and writing and stuff like that, and reading. It's probably less interesting out here than it has been previously, when you've been able to hide in Eugene's library and make your way through the books there. I would like you to to make a investigation check as you're kind of flicking through your own notebook.
Okay. Oh! Nat 20.
Nat 20, amazing.
Yes!
You're just flicking and you're kind of like thinking of like different sort of, you're just generally thinking over everything that you've been through, everything you've discovered, and you suddenly go, oh wait, that's not my handwriting. And you find a page written in a very neat, orderly
Yeah, it's not mine.
font that's kind of spaced out, highlighting what looks like the possible outlines of a spell. And you, because you're runekeeper, either runekeeper skill, you can kind of, although you don't understand exactly what the spell is, it kind of indicates like it's something about drawing energy from the celestial plane without the access of a god or higher power. And they kind of find 4 or 5 different pages relating to this.
Not in my handwriting.
Not in your handwriting.
What?
And then it suddenly occurs to you as you're kind of doing so, you're kind of like, this is a second-hand book, and whenever I write things, they disappear until I need them again. It kind of does bear like logic that whoever created this book would have used it for themselves.
Ooh. Someone else's little tidbit.
So you
Okay.
there's some, it's interesting stuff. It's not stuff that you technically understand because you're not of that mindset. It's not your type
Will
of magic.
Eugene understand that?
It kind of looks like the sort of thing that if Eugene can't do, he'll at least understand the protocols of.
Okay. I have to use a lot of willpower to not just wake Eugene up.
You also
I mean,
find-
he wouldn't mind if it was about a spell.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You also find a map of a place that you have never heard of.
What?
A city called Rodrin.
How's that spelled?
Really badly. R-H-O.
Cool. R-H-O.
Double R.
Double R.
D-R.
D. Oh, fuck.
I-double-N. Rodrin.
I-double-N. Okay.
Yeah. So, somewhere
Okay.
you've never heard of, and it's not on any map you've ever seen.
Ooh. And that It's not something I've got any part in drawing. It's just another one of those mystery pages that popped up.
It's in the same handwriting, with notes about just about a little few notes about the populace, who you can meet there, and also kind of indications that has good sea links.
Sorry,
That'll be useful.
ceilings.
Sea links.
Excellent feeling.
I was like, good ceiling. Weird note, but okay.
Oh my god, the skirting boards here are wonderful.
Have you been to Rordrum? Oh, I have. Oh, beautiful ceilings.
Beautiful ceiling.
Ooh.
Sea links, as in
Sea links.
Yeah.
So
So
not
it's a
a thing
port
that's
town.
existing now.
No, it's a port town.
Okay. Okay. I will. Is there any point putting a bookmark in this book? No.
No, never.
No, I don't think so.
How it works is you recall what you found, and it comes back to you. This is the first time you found something by someone previous to you.
Yeah. I think that's very exciting. Yeah, I'll just sort of sit there for the rest of the evening just buzzing because I'm waiting for Eugene to wake up.
I just have images of Aisling constantly doing that now.
100%. Like, oh my god, it's still there.
Once you found those pages, it's very easy to find those pages again
Hell yeah.
because you now know
I
that
love
they're
this
there.
book.
Yeah.
It's the coolest book.
The rest of the evening passes without any incident. Maybe some strange dreams. This is the other two kind of drag up a lot of things that you've been through. It probably spills over a little bit. Who wakes between the two of you first?
Probably Rock, actually.
Rock, you wake up and there's a familiar pressure in the back of your, like magical pressure in the back of your mind, like something has come through, a message spell has come through and is waiting to come in.
You've got an unread message in your brain.
Yeah.
The little notification.
A little red
Little
circle, yeah.
notification, yes. You, as you sit up and you kind of come to full consciousness, the message comes in. Rock, it's Rebecca. Just checking on progress and that you managed to pick up the ship okay. Let me know if there's any further assistance you need. I am available most of the morning.
XOXO.
You know that you can respond to that if you wish to.
I won't respond yet.
You can leave her on red?
Left
That's
her
rude.
on red.
You have to respond. Unfortunately, with the message, you have to respond there, or it fades.
Oh,
Have to waste a
that's
spell
my
slot.
idea of hell.
I know, Jesus. Okay, well, in that case, I shall respond and just say, thank you, message received. We're registering for to get the crew this morning. We'll update you after that. And that's it.
Wonderful. And Eugene, you wake up. You do not have a message on red. You have a nice morning, and probably as you open your bedroom door, there's an Aisling.
I tell you what, Rock, when
Scared
Rock
me.
woke
How long
up
were you
first.
standing there?
Not long. I thought you were Rock to begin with, and I made him jump. But now you're awake, so it's all good. Hi, guess what I found?
Cheese?
No, don't bother. That's stupid. Here, look. I show. It's a good guess. I show Eugene the pages that popped up. First of all, the one about the celestial power. I think. Look. This just came up. That's not my handwriting, right? You know that. That's way too neat. This is like it just popped up. I think it's from the person who had the book before me.
Wow, that's really interesting. That means
I know.
So it's quite a high DC, but make an Arcana check for me, please, Eugene.
It is a 27.
Ooh.
Oh,
I needn't have worried.
these dice. These dice.
Yeah, thanks, Ash.
Right, so basically what you're seeing is a rudimentary idea of drawing, as I said to before, drawing celestial energy and allowing a wizard to channel spells that they wouldn't have access to normally. So basically allowing a wizard who studies this form of magic to cast divine spells without having to bend the knee to a god. And I think with that, you have heard rumors about this theory being put into practice before. There is a circle of mages, of wizards, called the Keepers of the Celestial Truth, who they're a bit of an anathema, and they believe that gods are not necessary for controlling magic like healing and resurrection and the like. Understandably, from what you remember, most of the churches try and get rid of them whenever they can find them, because this is a cleric thing and we don't want wizards doing this. But you have actually notes from one of their members, it seems.
That's cool.
If you were to change your subclass, this would give you enough rudimentaries to start on this path if you wanted to.
Okay.
Not that you want to, but just if you were a young wizard starting on your subclass, this is how you would do it.
So this just appeared in the book?
Yeah.
Does that happen often?
It's the first time it's happened where it's not mine. Like, I've never had it pop up where it's not something I've already done.
Interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know who did it.
It just appeared.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it only shows me stuff that it thinks I need. So.
Do you mind if I borrow it and can I copy it down in some way?
Fantasy photocopy.
Yeah, I mean, you need to spend some time sitting down, but you could probably do it over breakfast whilst you're getting yourself sorted.
Before Eugene does that, I will quickly show him the other thing, the little map, which I don't think would be as exciting to Eugene, but I still wanted to show him anyway. To just be like, and also, before you do that, there's this one that popped up as well, of this city that I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of it?
Have I ever heard of it?
Nope.
No.
It just popped up as well. And I mean, it could be worth looking into, because I mean, the main thing we're doing at the moment is trying to find locations of things. So,
what you do notice from the map, though, I think when you're kind of looking, is it's complete, like it's a north coastal town, and it has a large amount of body of water that they've drawn along the side of it. So if it did exist, it might still exist to a certain extent, but it would be massively changed by the Ascension.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a seaside town anymore.
Well, that
might not
that's
even
not a
exist
thing, is
anymore.
it? I know, but like, why else would it pop up? Like you said.
That is true.
But yeah, go ahead, borrow it. Copy down whatever you need to.
Thanks.
Amazing. Rock, I think you probably walk out into the middle of all this.
Just like, oh, are we sharing spells now?
Nah, my book did something cool, and I thought Eugene would want to see it. It showed me like these pages of, I don't know, what were they, Eugene? Something magical, something clerics don't like.
So there is a faction, I guess, if you will, of wizards who believe that you don't necessarily need to be like beholden to a god in order to use divine magic. So it's basically a way to use celestial spells without being like a cleric or.
Oh, I'm sure the religions and churches love that.
I bet. But that I didn't write that, and it came up in my book, and I think it's from the person who had the book before me, and it just popped up last night.
Wait,
and I was
is your book
so
possessed?
brave because I didn't wake Eugene up, and I feel you should be proud of me for that.
Wait, is your book possessed?
We demand pastries.
Yes.
The previous person is in your book.
Not in it. No.
The book shows the things that you need to see in the moment, so it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it showed Aisling this, and tell him about the place.
Yeah, and there's this weird place. I'll sort of show him the book spread of this city, and there's this city that I've never heard of. It just popped up as well at the same time. Also, same handwriting as whoever did the other page, because that ain't my handwriting. We all know.
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely not Aisling's writing. It's too neat.
Well, I can read it to start with.
Yeah.
Do you think this is just a random occurrence, or is this?
It's never done it before.
Is this a sign?
Also, you've never sat with it like that before, though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I hadn't really paid much attention to it as I did last night. I should probably do that more often. But
Well, yeah, I mean, do let us know if anything else pops up. Although I would suggest if it starts sort of telling you to do things or anything, I mean, it's bad enough we've got the alabaster issue, so perhaps don't listen to it without checking. It's just a casual thought.
well, it did tell me to kill everything, but I said no.
What? That's not funny, Aisling.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Quite funny.
No, it wasn't funny at all.
I'll like mentally high five Alabaster.
Rock is just going to say, I really dislike both of you, and I'm going to turn around and walk away. And as I'm walking away, I'm just going to yell, and Alabaster too!
Well, he's off my winter's gift card list. Didn't come out well at all.
The solstice card list.
Solstice card list.
And I'm just going to stop at the end of the corridor and say, oh, by the way, Rebecca messaged to see if we'd reached here okay and what the progress was. So I said we'd let her know once we've got a crew.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't see any point in running through everything without you two, and we don't really know if we need her yet, so we'll just see what happens with the crew first.
All right.
Well, when you're ready, shall we go and register with these?
Breakfast.
Well,
You
yes,
animal.
after breakfast, obviously.
Okay.
Breakfast.
I've got a whole bowl of cheese down there.
Make me a dexterity saving throw as you're nearly pushed down the stairs as Aisling barges past. Breakfast is had. You have a time to kind of copy out what you need to from the book, Eugene, and can pass it back to Aisling. And you can ask around very quickly, and you are given directions to where the Navigators Guild hold their offices. Unlike the rest of the guilds that run this city, so a little bit of colour. Vateract is not traditionally run by nobles or a council. There are 4 great houses who are the richest people in Vateract, and they represent one guild, literally known as the Guild of 4 Houses. And the rest of the city is shared responsibility between 8 other guilds. Including the Navigators Guild, as the Alchemist Guild, Masons and Stone and Builders, and things like that. I won't go through all of them at this point because it's not really interesting to kind of list them all like that. But it is kind of an interesting way to do it, and it's also kind of fitting because they're all interested in making money, both for their own guilds and for the city as a whole. But it does mean that greasing the wheel has become the centermost way of doing business in Vateract. something that you all turned down, or rather Rock turned down on your behalf.
Yep.
When you encountered the gatekeepers, the people
That won't come
responsible,
back to bite us in the arse.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
who are one of the guilds.
It'll be fine.
Now
Other
everybody
than the
thinks we're
Navigators Guild, all the other guilds have their places of business in Zephyr's Call. But the council itself, the senior representative, meet in the place called Council's Call, which is on the highest point in the city.
Is there any cartographers guild around?
They technically work with the Navigators, so they're part of the same broader guild.
I feel like if we're passing by them, or if we see any of the representatives, I might want to show them the map of the Mystery City.
Okay, bear that in mind. It doesn't take you long to kind of get directions to the Navigators Guild. You walk back through the Great Market, keeping an eye on your purses and stopping every once in a while. I would have just a general perception check off of the party.
Okie doke.
Ooh.
Is that another natural 20?
Yep.
Woo!
Nice.
Second one
16.
tonight.
16?
7.
7. Rock, you spot this first. There is going down one of the main streets, just off to one side, there is a purple fabric fronted shop with silver lettering all the way to the front of it, which reads Lewitt's Eldritch Goods.
That sounds fun.
Lewitt's Eldritch Goods.
It is very dark inside, but you do see somebody coming out with like a package of something.
I'm just going to point it out to my companions. Go, oh, that looks interesting.
Oh, it does.
Should we stop and
That's
have a
good.
look? Wait, should we get them recruiting the crew first and then come back to the shop?
But we're here right now.
Yeah.
Fine.
The Navigators Guild's not going anywhere, is it?
Well, neither is the shop. Although they
Well, it might.
It's Eldritch.
Right. It's magical. It could be gone by the time we get back.
Fair point.
Exactly.
All right, go on then.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
The three of you step into the shop and you're immediately plunged into this strange sort of darkness. You can see just enough in front of you to see like yourself clearly and your companions, almost like they're in a single beam of light. And off to the side, you can see lots of little plimps and cabinets and things, all with a light beaming down on them. You cannot make out any other details in the shop. It is dark and, to be honest, actually a little creepy.
Can I see anyone?
You can see your friends. You
Never meet
cannot
anyone in the
see
shop
a
apart from us.
shopkeeper. However, with that natural 20 you just rolled, you're already on edge. You can hear something moving.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put my hand and ready my pistol, because I am a little on edge, and then I'm just going to unnecessarily loudly yell out and go, hello!
Choff. Jesus.
Just over Eugene's shoulder, he hears a voice, which all of you can hear, but it seems very close to Eugene. Do they want
Jesus Christ. What,
goods? And then it moves, and it's by Aisling. Do they want spells? And then in front of Rock somewhere, do they want weapons? Tell me your desires.
Spells. Spells, please.
Very good.
Creepy
um,
disembodied voice.
I don't think we've been introduced. My name is Rock, and you are?
We are not important.
Oh, come now. I'm sure there's lots of people who are very fond of you. What was your name?
We gave our name for the shop.
Oh, well, that's unnerving.
A cabinet glows brighter, like it's like almost to focus your attention, and in it, Eugene, you can see several scrolls, and one spellbook.
Can I go take a closer look?
You can, yeah. You wander over. It feels like this light kind of stays with you all the time. But the rest of the room is just completely dark around you. It's very you don't know how far into the shop you've really travelled, or how big the shop is, and sound just kind of seems to act very funnily. In it, you can see a number of scrolls, some of which seem to be quite powerful, and this spellbook, and they are all clearly marked with a gold cost. And a sign underneath said, "Trades and other negotiations are welcome."
Is it written on a red flag?
No. I will read you out some of the scrolls that are here.
Cool.
There is a scroll of alter self, bestow curse, comprehend languages, fairy fire, finger of death, friends, ice knife, life transference, snare, spare the dying, storm of vengeance, sunburst, swordburst, thunderclap, witch bolt, zephyr strike. They all have different prices. The most expensive being Storm of Vengeance, which is 20,500 gold pieces.
Jesus.
And there was a spell book, did you say?
Yes, the spell book is marked at 4,000. And on it, it says in gold writing, Madram Aldris's spellbook.
Why does that name feel familiar? Is that name familiar? Or am I just...
Not intentionally familiar. I think it's
okay.
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 Is there anything that interests the young wizard?
Oh, many things. Could I look at the spell book?
The cabinet clicks and opens ever so slightly with a... Because of course it does.
Yeah. No fantasy WD-40 in this Eldritch shop.
No, that would kill the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll take a look at this book. I mean, I know I probably shouldn't. There's so many red flags, but I will pick up the book.
Guys, in the chat for everybody, not in our personal Roll20 chat, I'm going to put a link to everything that's in the shop. So anybody wants to have a peruse.
Ooh, a catalogue.
Yeah, this has got this is it looks like it's an Abjurer's spellbook, but it has a number of spells. Like some of them you have, right, and some of them you don't. Has things like Arcane Lock, Blindness, Deafness, Blur, Cloud of Daggers, Fly, Animate Dead is in there. Bestow Curse. Most of the spells go up to 3rd level.
Yeah, I'll take it, please. 2,000 gold, did you say?
4,000.
4,000. Sold.
Yeah. There appears this very grey, gnarled hand out of the darkness to take the gold. Would you like it wrapped?
God.
Is this a gift?
You know, I'm fine. It's just for me. But thank you.
The gold passes the hands, and they curl up around it and disappear into the darkness.
Cool.
And you have a spellbook, of which I shall send you a link.
Cool.
With all the spells in it.
Ashling, I got a creepy spell book.
Oh my god, how creepy.
Cool, right?
That does look pretty creepy. What does it does it do?
Well, what do you mean? It's a book and it has spells in it.
That's cool.
Have a quick look through and see if there is anything else that you all would like to have a look at. All the time you are standing into this place, you can feel this something is moving about. It's almost soundless, and it's almost like a shh of fabric drifting through.
Can I try? I want to try and dodge out of the beam of light.
It moves with you, but you can make a dexterity check to see if
I want to
you
do like
can behind
a barrel roll or something and try and get out of the thing of light.
Please do. Yes, I love that.
I'm going to try and dodge behind one of the cabinets and avoid the light beam. What am I rolling?
A dexterity check, please. You can add acrobatics to it if you wish.
Where's my acrobatics? Okay. Okay. That would be a total of 6.
Okay, cool. So you try and dodge, and you almost topple over this strange, ornate-looking spear.
Oh no.
As soon as it makes a noise, I'm just going to kind of prop it up and just kind of lean on the cabinet. So.
Do not drop the spear of warning. Says a voice very close to where your ear.
What does the spear of warning do? If you say warn, I'm going to be really annoyed.
It is a spear that is magical and can alert you when you are in danger.
You would have thought it would known I was coming. Never mind. It's very pretty.
It's actually quite terrifying. It's got like this embedded skull and a black half, which looks like someone's painted blood onto the top half of it.
Oh, so extra. I love it.
I was going to say, I kind of love that. Well, maybe that's just Wayne.
It looks like it would do a lot of damage as well. Thea, did you get that spellbook okay?
Yes.
Cool. If not, I can always send it to you later. It's no worries.
I confess I did maths wrong, and I do not have the 4,000 gold, so I'm going to have to give that back.
Oh no!
You are
Do we not have it in
a
the kitty?
little short.
That's embarrassing.
It's perfectly average height. There's no need to be rude.
How much are you short by? And can your friends help you out?
I have like half that, so.
Okay.
Well, it did say on the little sign that you can trade stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
But wait, really? Really? You who actually knows of the Feywild and arrangements, you're okay with this idea?
I'm not saying do it just like willy-nilly. You gotta like. There's a point to it. You can do it well.
By Ashling's ear, what is your offer?
You need to have a bell on or something.
I'm with the satyr. I second that.
Again, that would just kill the vibes.
Little jingly bell.
There is a little jingly bell that happens somewhere off in the darkness, and then
No, that's
elsewhere
not what I meant.
in the darkness.
Not
and
like,
then elsewhere.
for God's sake.
I am happy to help.
What do I have that I could... Oh, I do have something I could trade, actually. I mean, if you're interested.
Present the item.
Not unsettling at all. I have this a cloak of protection. What would you give me in exchange for that?
We would give you 2,200.
Amazing.
Decent.
Okay, I'm just give me a second. I'm just looking through all the crap that I have in my bag.
I wonder, while Eugene's doing that, I have something I'd be interested in trading, or perhaps you'd like to buy from me.
Present the item.
It's
There's a little bell somewhere that's well far away from you.
No. He's not got the idea here.
Well, I have these extremely rare braces of defense. I wondered if you'd be interested in taking them off my hands.
Are they +1 or +2?
2.
+2.
Ooh.
We will give you 4,500 gold.
Well, I think that sounds reasonable. Well, let's do that exchange while Eugene is adding up there. And I shall give them the braces of defense, which I cannot use.
A hand, that similar grey hand, comes out.
I think Rock's just like that.
Takes the braces. And then another hand comes from over your shoulder and deposits a bag with 4,500 gold coins worth. Some of it is in platinum to make your life easier.
That's kind of them. And just to say to Eugene, how much are you short, Eugene?
Oh, I'm not now, actually. If I trade the cloak of protection.
Well, I mean, if you need some contribution, I've just got some from that. I mean, your spells do kind of keep us alive a lot, so
Yeah.
should you need it.
Okay.
But only because my life is on the line too.
Of course.
Ashley, I really don't like it in here.
Why?
It's wrong. Everything about this place is wrong.
Yeah, I told him to put a bell on, but he's not got the idea right.
Can we wrap this up and leave, please?
Oh, what, like that? That bad? Okay. Well, I just want to real quick get those navigator's tools, and then we can.
You hear in your right next to you. Who are you talking to?
Don't worry about it. You don't know 'em. They go to a different school.
You don't know them. It's another one.
Yeah, they go to Canada. Yeah, it's fine. Can I have those navigators tools over there, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
It darkens over the navigator tools for a second, and when it lightens up, there's something else there.
What else is there?
It looks like It looks like a pair of braces of defense.
How weird that! How strange. Okay, yeah, I'll just buy those.
Yeah, they are deposited in a similarly creepy
tools.
way.
Yeah, of
into your
course they
hand,
are. Yep.
and they take the gold from you.
Okay, thanks, bye. And I'm gonna just leave.
Eugene,
out.
are you finished?
Yeah, I'll exchange the cloak of protection for the spell book, and can I also have the scroll of witch bolt, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So 4,000 for the book, and they gave you 2,200, and the scroll of witch bolt. So 2,080 left to
Cool.
pay.
I can actually afford that, guys.
Nice.
Nice. And these are deposited in said fashion.
Yeah.
And yep, the two of you are left because Aisling is out of there.
Yeah, I'm just
Edging.
standing at the door, just like, guys.
Yeah, I'm literally just edging to the door going, okay then.
As you
Okay.
leave, in your ear, you both hear, "Do come again."
Oh, I highly doubt that. Okay, Eugene. Bye, Mr.
Thanks.
Creepy Voice.
Aisling, I'd like you to make an Arcana check.
Ow.
Plus
That's not my jam.
6 to your roll for
Okay.
Alabaster.
Okay. Thanks, Alabaster. 16?
16.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible. Oh, I did not like that. Oh, that was not good. We are not safe in there.
What was that? What are you going on? What are you on about?
That
I know it was a bit weird.
was affixed.
A what?
Affixed. When a warlock of some power fails its master, they can often twist it or turn them into something else as punishment. That is often what is left behind.
What, the shopkeeper was that?
Yep.
And it was one person.
One entity. I don't really call it a person anymore.
Ooh. Well, what? They were only selling stuff. What? They didn't do anything bad.
I don't think that they would have done us any harm directly, but their interest in us was making me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, they did ask who I was talking to, and I didn't like that.
Well, they knew I was there.
Ugh. Okay, all right.
I think you guys
No.
come into the tail end of Aisling kind of having...
Just going. Bleh.
Are you okay?
Ugh.
Did you eat
No,
too much
Alabas-
cheese?
Never. No, Alabaster just told me what was going on in there, and it's not. It's apparently affixed. Have you ever heard of that, Eugene?
Can make me a nature or an arcana check.
I do want to.
17.
17.
12.
12. Rock, you haven't, I'm afraid. It's more rumours than anything. If you give service to a certain types of entity and you fail to follow through, you can be punished and twisted into something else. Fex are not quite undead; they're not quite alive, and that's about all you know about them. They're nasty if they're on the wrong side of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Alabaster said that the shopkeeper entity that was in there was one of them, and didn't like being in there. So Alabaster was like, "Let's wrap it up."
I see. Yeah, that makes
I mean,
sense.
I wouldn't class it as a pleasant shopping experience, but
No,
Not going to get your best Yelp score.
no, the TripAdvisor
Well, he
reviews
didn't
were
have
low.
any visible arms, so there's nothing for you to be interested in.
Ooh, Eugene coming in with the spicy comments.
Would you
today.
mind just saying thank you, Eugene, for making me laugh and feel better?
I whisper to Eugene. Alabaster says thanks. You made him giggle.
Right, unless you want to go back in and get something else.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'd like to go back in, and I'm going to ask him what I would get if I trade Aisling and Eugene.
Don't do that. We'll have our souls rended from us.
Ah, dear.
Right, should we try and find the Navigators Guild before we get sucked into another creepy portal of weirdness?
Yeah, I vote we don't go back in creepy portal of weirdness, and we go.
As you kind of coming up the street, you kind of pass like this young couple of humans who are both standing looking at the shop, and kind of this quiet conversation between the two of them is like, you go first.
As we walk past, I am literally just not even going to stop walking, but as I walk past, I'm just going to go, "Don't do it, you'll be sorry," and carry on walking.
I think you just sort of hear them bickering as you kind of walk away.
Oh, you started it now, Rock.
And they were never seen again.
Oh, shit.
You make your way out of the Grand Market into Razan's Dock, into a large, and it's very easy to see the Navigators Guild. It is the biggest building on the docks. It is a series of large stone warehouses around a municipal building that is quite clearly there as the heart and center of trade and commerce coming in. There are a number of people coming in and out of the building. It looks very busy. As you make your way in, the inside is kind of beautifully decorated in deep woods and like with the most navigation paraphernalia you've probably seen in one place.
I'm having a great time.
If you want to find a navigator at this point, a cartographer at this point, it's very easy to spot them. They're like you, the ones with map cases all over their bodies, having chats and comparing notes and things like that.
Nice.
There are a number of official-looking desks with various humanoids sitting behind them, just kind of like stamping and sort of conversing and giving people forms to fill out and the like. And some very official-looking people in the equivalent of robes and uniform. Walking up and down the stairs, chatting amongst themselves, disappearing behind magical barriers designed to keep people out.
Is there any signs that indicate where we would go to register?
It looks like you'd probably go to one of these desks to register.
Okay. I shall stride towards the desk, dragging Aisling every time she stops to stare at something.
But look at that one.
Not now, we'll come back.
Oh.
Make a perception check whilst you're looking around, Aisling.
Okay. 10.
Okay, no worries. You're all over the place. You're just a little overwhelmed. How...
You don't see the trapdoor.
No. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. The spike
No!
trap.
No.
What's Eugene doing whilst these two are?
I think Eugene is walking along behind them, like a few paces, reading his book.
New spell book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's a good spell book. It's very neatly laid out. The person who originally owned it, very logically minded.
Just watch for the twist at the end.
Yeah. Raised Dead is
The sequel's better.
it's a pretty big twist, to be fair. Yeah, you kind of just a few steps behind, but you manage to keep an eye on them as you go through, and you join a queue, and it takes you about 15 minutes to get to the front of the queue, and you're faced with this quite bright-faced halfling woman with very dark skin and like a big chaotic afro-style haircut, which has been chopped in at one side, and she has neatly clipped in silver clips with different sort of symbols and things on it. And she's wearing like a red dress under her official sash, and she smiles at you as you come up and kind of jots down and goes, "And how can I help you today?"
Well, good morning. I do hope you can. We need to register our vessel and have a crew arranged for us, and we were told we could do that by registering here.
Oh, certainly. Which is the vessel? Which one? We have a free, currently waiting registration that I'm aware of.
It's the Dragon's Hope.
The Dragon's Hope, and she kind of thumbs through some paperwork. Kind of looks. Are you the owners? Crew?
We are the owners. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Excellent. Can I just check your names, please?
Certainly. Go ahead.
No, you need to give me your names. I need to confirm you are actually the owners.
Oh, yes, of course. My name is Rob.
Would your surname be...
Revoricus, yes.
Iskarok. Thank you very much. And this individual? And
Eugene. I'm Eugene Appleby.
And lastly?
Ashlyn.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, everything is in order there. There is an overhead fee of 25 gold for the administration and paperwork. It will take us the rest of the day to get all of the paperwork drawn up. You said about you need a crew. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe we would need to recruit a crew for the ship.
Technically, you need a captain, and the captain would take care of that for you.
Of course, yes.
I may
Totally knew that.
have something lucky for you today. And she just pulls out. She goes,
His name's not Guy, is it?
If it has the word guy anywhere in it, we're not doing it.
There's make an insight check. All of you.
Okay. And that 20 is 27.
Oh,
I got an 18.
An 18.
I got
I
14.
think
A 14. I feel like all of you are like her face darkens ever so slightly for a moment, and then that sort of very gentle demeanor almost drops, and she goes, No, Captain Guy Captain is not one of our current registered captains.
Oh, thank God for
I'm
that.
going to directly look at her, and just having seen her expression change, I'm just going to say, "Oh, I see you know him."
Nah.
Yes, I have had the pleasure of helping Guy with his position and getting jobs.
I am so very sorry.
We're all very sorry. But
Anyway, you were saying about something exciting for us.
she kind of slides over the bill, and you notice that moment of
Sorry,
camaraderie.
I thought you were going to say she slides over the desk. I was like, all right, go. Just walk around.
She slides over the bill, and you notice in this moment of camaraderie, she's knocked 5 gold off of the price.
Oh, yes.
And she just kind of winks and goes, "Nobody should have to deal with that man too much."
well, I mean, technically, we didn't actually deal with it.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I will just give the 20 gold to her.
Amazing. She puts it into a little lockbox behind, which you can see there's like a shimmer of magical energy over the top to protect it. Yeah, this is, you had to deal with Guy Captain discount.
I mean, to be fair, we got a discount because of him, so you know, should thank him.
First good deed on this planet.
Aww.
He wasn't that bad. He seemed quite nice. Well, it wasn't him, but anyway.
So it appears that one of the four houses had a mercantile vessel that recently was damaged beyond the ability to use anymore, completely out of the captain's control. These things do happen, unfortunately. However, I cannot just simply give you the captain. You would need to petition, and believe me, this is worth doing. You would need to petition the gentleman in question just to make sure that he is happy with you taking on those contracts. But, and she goes, I can write you in a letter of introduction if you'd like.
Oh, that would be most helpful. Thank you. Yes.
You're looking for Davine Moldrap.
Okay.
And she writes you a letter, and she goes, he's actually in at the moment, so what I will do is I will just see if he has time to see you. He's actually in negotiating new contracts, so I'm certain he'd like to meet. And she just smiles, Parshkikk's chosen.
I didn't even get the badge out.
I know. How does she know that?
She knows that.
She's got paperwork.
Haha.
Have to file your paperwork.
So she kind of writes you this introductory letter, and then she just hops off of her chair and disappears just behind for a second. And you see her talking to this hobgoblin who kind of nods and listens to her. And he's also wearing the same sort of uniform as she is. And he just grabs a small crystal and sort of whispers something into it. And then after a second, he listens and he goes, like, nods to her, and she goes, fantastic. So it would seem that Lord Moldrap has agreed to meet you.
Lord.
If you would be so kind as to follow me. And she takes you past, she walks her side to one of the magical barriers, and she just kind of pulls out a small wand and waves it at it for a second, and it kind of shifts off, allowing the three of you to walk through.
As we're walking along, I'm just going to whisper to Ashling and Eugene, just keep an eye out for any Ember's tattoos.
Okay. Bye. Okay.
Make a perception check, everybody.
Yup.
Or an investigation check.
18.
18?
16.
16?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
You don't notice any tattoos poking out from any items of clothing or anything like that as you go past. And I think after a little while, you kind of start to feel that maybe they haven't infiltrated this particular organisation.
Yeah.
And I want to do the same with the captain, so
Yeah.
as soon as we meet him. Or them.
So you are taken back through some open offices, and it's very busy back here, like lots of people working on different paperwork, lots of people talking into these strange little crystals, and kind of exchanging information remotely. You are led back to an open area where there is a large wooden desk with a green leather top, and some incredibly heavy chairs, one of which has been bought in that looks like it's designed to make Ashling comfortable. And she guides you in. Teas, coffee, light wine.
I'd love a tea, please.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a light wine.
I have a tea. I'm not allowed coffee.
I'll have those sent through shortly. And she just...
I'm so sorry, we didn't get your name.
Illy.
But thank you so much for your help, Illy. You've been an absolute delight.
That's fine. And just a word of advice. Lord Moldrap is a lot, but he is a good man. Just let him have some space to talk, and he will pretty much give you the clothes off of his back, from what I understand.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Good luck, and I hope you walk away with one of the people who is one of my favourite captains to deal with.
Oh, well, he must be good then.
And she just kind of gives you a subtle nod and she disappears. And you're left alone for a little bit. After about 10 minutes, another halfling that you're not familiar with comes in with a little tray and some bits and pieces and some nice biscuits that they've managed to find somewhere.
Oh!
Of course there are biscuits.
And you're left waiting probably overall another 15 minutes, so 25 in total. Kind of getting to the point where you're like, is this guy coming or not?
Whilst we're waiting, do I see any cartographer sort of people within earshot that I could quickly go and talk to?
You're kind of in a sorry, it's my fault. You're in a kind of a private room.
Okay.
On the other side, there's an open window. And a little.
You could yell out.
Shout out the window. Hey, you! Come here.
What I would say is, if you had your eyes out, if you'd rolled higher in a perception, you could have noticed some on the way in. But you didn't roll that well on that one, unfortunately.
Dang it.
Oh, shit, no, you rolled well on the second one. So I think you kind of like, I'd like to go and stop off at that desk on the way out and have a chat with that guy. After 25 minutes, the door opens and a tall, pleasantly round human man with a mass of dark green thick hair that is tied back very loosely, loose silk clothes in golds and reds that are open just to the level of being slightly scandalous.
How big are his arms?
It kind of probably were bigger in his youth. As a older man, he's kind of touched with grey here and there. He's still healthy and fit and quite powerfully built, but he clearly at some point was much bigger, much more powerful. And he kind of literally flounces in. And I have a quick perception check off of all of you as he comes into the room.
10.
10? No?
Rock's trying to find where to kind of lean against that he looks authoritative.
Yeah. As he comes in, he kind of does this big elaborate bow, and you notice on his right arm are 3 bracelets interlocked that kind of click in a particular fashion. And you've seen this before, Eugene, on the pretty woman that the Rakshasa implied that Rock could hire if he wanted to have some company.
Yeah.
And he bows elaborately, and he comes up, and first one of the things that strikes you, he has these deep brown eyes that just sort of circled with gold on the outside. And a big smile and this huge beard, which is kind of decorated with these little jewels and silver charms. The famous, the amazing, the present Parshkikk's chosen. I am so wonderfully pleased to meet you. And he just zooms in and grabs Ashling's hand. He goes, you must be Aishling, the city. Yes, you are so beautiful and so clever. And Iskarok Ravokas. Sorry, Rock, we don't use your full name, do we? Oh, you are very striking, my dear boy. You are.
You're very striking yourself.
And young Eugene Appleby. I had the absolute honor of meeting your parents once, but are they pale in the light of your genius and radiance, dear boy? You are spectacular. Now, and he kind of just drapes himself into one of the chairs. I am understanding that I can do something for all of you that might be mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
How are we doing? First of all, tea. And kind of pulls out,
we've had. Thank you.
He pulls out a small hip flask. Don't tell Illy. So, as you may have guessed, I am High Mage Lord Davin Muldrap, but you should all call me Davin. All of you.
Okay.
And I am privileged to be one of the heads of the 4 houses who make up the main noble blood of Vadarakt, and also one of the sponsors behind the Navigators Guild at the moment. So how can I help you 3 beautiful people?
Well, we are here to register our vessel and to hire a crew.
Well, for I understand, the registration's all over now. You've done that. You are registered. You own a ship. It's ship all done. Bop. Crew. Now, I'm going to be fatherly for a second. And do you understand what it takes to run a crew and a ship? Have you had the finances looked at for your vessel? Do you understand how much it costs to run a ship?
No.
I suspected as much. Do not worry, you are not the first person to come in this position, and I may have an amicable solution, mostly in honor of our mutual and dear, dear friend, Rebecca.
You know Rebecca?
Oh, do I know the divine Rebecca? Not that
She's
well,
famous,
but she's
though.
done me so many solid favors in the past. I feel like I owe her a couple of things. So, you need a captain and you need a crew. My advice is make sure the captain picks the crew. The captain will know what he's looking for and how to run your ship more tightly. But make sure you are present for the interview process, because you don't want absolute duds, or maybe any kind of implies like a little flamey symbol. People that you might not be welcome here.
Yes, well, we
Specifically put that on the no-no list.
I mean, we obviously would like to be involved. We would like a captain that we can trust to make good decisions.
Good. I may have the captain for you. All you lucky people. And I may be able to help you with some of the financial burden of running a crew, which means that you can focus on your mission and saving us all from plummeting to the ground below.
Oh.
What exactly would that arrangement be?
So, when you are not working, or once you know where you are headed to, I do not know exactly how your mission is going to fold out. All I know is that you are investigating a way to make sure the sky shield stays safe. And after the little skyquake we had recently, I'm inclined to believe it's very important, very likely. And I don't particularly want to die in a crashing island, particularly this one. It's beautiful, but I saw myself sort of retiring somewhere more palatial.
Yes. Anyway, you were saying about the finances.
Right.
Ashling and Eugene just here in their head. Oh my God, he does go on a bit, doesn't he?
I love it.
So, how this would work. I would provide the base cover for your crew, ensure that you are keeping people fed and watered when you need to. When you know where you need to go, you or the captain would let me know, and if I have any business going in there, you will also take goods to that location for me. When you
Nothing
are not...
nefarious.
Oh, darling
Or
Aisling,
anything-
no.
Or anything that buzzes.
Buzzes. That
Yeah.
one I'm not on. Buzzes.
No.
Is this
no
an auditorial
bees.
senses thing?
Had a thing with
No.
some
No
bees.
insect or bee based things.
Are you quite all right? Do I need to get a cleric?
I know these are my adults. They take care of me. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Of course, nothing nefarious, nothing untowards. proper goods to proper locations, just making sure that you are utilizing your space to bring me back a little coin in return for keeping your staff fed and active and happy. When you are not using the ship, I will also commission it to do a few missions in the meantime. Does that sound all amicable? We can sign up contracts. You can have them checked over. You can take your time to think about this. I am happy for you to do that. In return,
What do you guys think? I don't know. What do you think, Rock?
Well, I think we would obviously need some funding to run the ship, so that sounds like a suitable agreement. Could we perhaps try it on a temporary basis so that we can be sure we're happy with that arrangement?
I love it. I love that arrangement. I think that's very clever of you. Well done. Yes. How long a period would you like to consider? A month? 2 months?
Well, let's see how it goes for the first. Let's say 2 months, and then we could all reevaluate then.
Perfect.
Also,
Like a
I would
foster
say
captain.
I would like your agreement that should the captain feel that anything you are asking them to do or to carry would be against what they feel is good for the ship or the rest of the crew, that they have the right to refuse.
Always have that sort of clause in your contract. Very clever of you, Rock. I do appreciate that. And once you meet your captain, or the captain I am proposing, and you are happy with them, I think you will understand that that is something you will worry less about.
Well, if my friends agree, then I think that should be suitable for me.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Fantastic. Well, I will have some contracts drawn up for the first 2 months. And would you like to meet the gentleman I am thinking would make a fine captain for you?
Yes, that would be great.
He weaves a rune in the air and says out loud, Sudar, if you would be so good to join us, please. And the spell just kind of disappears out. And you guys recognize a variation on the message spell. And it takes a minute or two, and then one of the outer doors opens, and in walks a very tall, well-built humanoid. Their body that you can see is covered in a thick blue-grey hair. Their fingers are longer than a human's and sharper.
Oh my god, is it Beast?
Their legs are digitigrade, backwards like ashlings, but end in clawed, taloned feet. And their head is that of a wolf.
Oh!
I think all of you have heard of, but none of you have ever seen, a Vargren before.
Cool.
He is wearing a tight blue coat, and you can see from where you're standing he has 4 pistols strapped to different parts of his body. Under one arm he has a captain's cap with a simple plain white feather, not too elegant but just enough to denote his station, and he has gentle, almost white grey eyes that sort of settle upon all of you. My name is Sudar Trushot, and if it pleases you, I shall be your captain.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. My origin was working on merchant vessels out of Daklan. When my contracts and my clan moved on, I decided to try further afield and came here looking for work. My specialist is more mercantile work, but I know how to weave around sky pirates or cloud cutters if I need to. I have one request. I have half of an existing crew I wish to bring with me. They have proved themselves time and time again. The rest of the hires, we can decide together.
Well, I mean, in theory, I have no problem with that, Aisling, Eugene.
I mean, so long as they're not bad people.
They are the best people. I trust them like I did my pack.
Okay.
Okay, but just wondering, not for any particular reason. Do you have any tattoos?
Tattoos are a waste of money for Vagran. You can never see them.
Ooh.
That is true. And nonetheless, do you?
No, I do not. And if you wish to check if this is a problem, I am happy to...
Oh, no, it's just a casual question. Just no.
Ashling's like, aesthetically, do I want to do this? In answer to Rooney's question, his arms are reasonably big because he's reasonably big. He's not I work on a smithy every day big like Loot is, but you know, the man.
There's time.
The man has guns.
I think Eugene and Aisling just hear in their head, I have no idea what questions we're supposed to ask a captain.
Yeah,
Just
I feel like we
pretend-
should
just
have
pretend
prepared
you know.
for this somehow.
We probably should have talked this through.
It's fine. Just pretend. Ask what star sign he is.
What kind of questions do they ask you in interviews?
Do you work well under
about
pressure?
a time when you handled conflict.
Would you like me
describe yourself in 3 words? What would those be? What do you think are the most necessary skills for a captain?
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
Are you
Right.
DBS checked?
Aisling with the practical stuff.
Dear. Davin kind of leans over.
I love Rudy's question. I'd love to rephrase it. And just so, if you're going to fly our ship, how do you get to our ship for work?
Davin kind of leans in and goes, I have had the absolute honor of having Sudar under my employ for 4 years now, and I will assure you, and this is a reference thing, I'm certain, best captain I've ever spent coin on, honestly. Genius at the helm, always brings back his crew safely. The most recent, we lost a vessel, and it was completely out of his control. Was attacked by a Skydrake. Can't help that, just happens. But he saved the whole crew.
Wow.
And it didn't cost me so much as I thought it was going to. So.
Good, great. Well, let's work on the basis that this is all agreeable.
I am happy with this to be agreeable, yes.
Good.
Would if you have any questions or all, I am happy to answer them, and if not, I will be at your disposal. Sure. May I see the ship?
Oh,
Oh, yes, of course.
And you take him outside of the Navigators Guild to introduce him to the Dragon's Hope. And I feel like that's a really good place for us to end today's session. Now that we're past 6 o'clock.
So on the way walking to the ship, the 3 of us can have a quick conversation and try and figure out what we're supposed to actually be asking.
yeah. We've never been managers before. God.
Oh dear, I love it. Also have to say that Davin also offers you rooms at his estate if you would rather, whilst you are hiring staff, rather than pay for somewhere to stay every night.
Lovely.
I mean, do we have to socialize with him?
He's great.
Yeah, that's the true cost.
Oh dear, I love it. I love the fact for Eugene. I feel like he's like Davin is just too much. For Rock, I feel like, my God, this man is stealing my thunder. And for Ashling, it's like, yay, chaos.
Yeah.
I think Rock's looking at
He
him
doesn't
thinking,
trust anyone who describes everyone as divine.
exactly. Rock's looking at him thinking, do I sound that fake?
Holding up a mirror. Guys, this was amazing fun. Thank you so much for being with us, and for my free players for desperately trying to grab hold of sessions ago information and bring it to the forefront.
The notes.
I had a lot of fun. I thought you guys did amazingly well. Really, really good. Cool. Who's going to say goodbye first? Charlie, would you like to go first?
Cool. I am Charlie. You can find me at charlievince.com. I think that's somewhere
Just below you, yeah.
in this zone.
So,
And that's got all my socials and stuff like that. I've been away and then ill for a week, so there's not been a huge amount of stuff on there lately, but there will be soon. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll be doing some more cool things soon. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Today has been awesome. I've so missed playing with you guys. It's been really, really fun. And also, hi, Mum. Love you, Mum.
Hi,
Charlie's
Mum. We're getting that good now.
Oh, yeah.
Theo, would you like to go next?
Yes, I am Theo. You can find me on the internet at theoblueillustration.com. And you can find me in real life if you want next weekend at the Thought Bubble Comic Festival in Harrogate.
Nice. Very, very cool. Go and see Theo in person. They are wonderful. We're very lucky.
they're pretty cool in person, you know.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Wayne, would you like to go next?
Sure. Thank you everybody for joining today again. It really does mean the world to us. My name, as you know, is Wayne. You can find me on the internet at my website, which is just waynefic.com, or on socials, which is waynefic01 on pretty much all of them. Please do pop past and say hi and give me a follow and a chat and whatever. I'm always happy to engage on the socials. And that's about it. Thank you for joining us.
Amazing. A little bit of admin. We are not here next week because it's unfair to ask Theo to try and stream live from a hall like that. But we will.
Just not putting in the effort, Theo.
I know. It's such a weak excuse.
Just prop your phone up while you're selling things.
Yeah.
But we will
Eugene could just get kidnapped.
another Eugene kidnapped.
Yeah, let's find an
No.
alley quickly.
We haven't done anyone else kidnapped.
But would Aisling feel special if I kidnapped someone else?
She'd feel very jealous.
So we'll be back on the 20th of November, and then by that point in time, we will also have a clearer idea. So we'll be able to let you know when we're streaming in December as well, because apparently this whole Christmas thing is happening. I don't know. I don't think I'll catch on myself, but they keep
That's
trying.
a fad.
Do keep an eye out on our socials. We'll also be updating them to let everybody know when our next Space at the Table is going to be.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
have hoping to get another one into November for you, but we will be able to keep you posted. We're just checking with some guests and just checking some availability at the moment. But as for me, I have been Chris. You can find me and all my social details at chrismepham.com/links, which also has the links to some other heroes. So please, if you're not already, do give us a follow. You can keep tabs on what we're doing when we're back and what we're up to. Yeah, we will see you in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, keep an eye out for Dice and a Slice. Second Diced and Sliced episode should be coming out very soon. Do pop along to our wonderful friends at Wicked Game. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. It's really rough out there, and this community really does make it better. And we love you all. We shall see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.